So here I'm going to be making a just really simple ring. I like making these rings for like the little shops and stuff that I sell at. They're a little quick grab that people can grab for little gifts for people and things like that, and just kind of easier to make. This wire here is not the easiest to make. I can do a video on how I make it though to show you guys. So as you guys saw there, I just wrapped it around the mandrel and made it the size that I wanted it to be. And then here are some little bezel cups that I'll be using. They just really help to make life a lot easier. If I was to buy from Rio Grande, just like getting started silver wise, I would buy those little bezel cups in maybe a 6mm or a 5mm. I like 6mm stones because they're really good little ring sizes. And just like, I don't know, like a 16 gauge wire. I feel like that's a really 16 gauge round wire. That's a really great wire for practicing with. It's great for rings, things like that. So it's a great ring size. So it's really great for practicing with that size. But I would buy, so if I was getting started with silversmithing right now, I would do the bezel cups, 6mm. I would do the 16 gauge round wire, and then I would do 22 gauge easy solder. So that's a kind of a good little idea if you guys are going to be silversmithing. So here I'm just trying to find the actual size that I'll be using, which is the 6mm for these guys. These are a pink jade that I'm working with. The nice thing about Rio is they do sell an assortment, and as you can see in my hand there, that is the assortment. So if you don't know exactly, or you do get different size stones, that's a great way to do it. I personally would rather buy one specific bezel size and then try to keep the stones that I'm using to that specific bezel size. If you're learning, it just makes life a lot easier. That way you can get like, moonstone, turquoise, all those different kinds of stones in that 6mm. So yeah, I hope that helps. And then here I'm just lining it up with the bezel and using my third hand, getting it lined up. And then don't forget to put your flux and on it, which is your borax water mixture, or that's what I use. You could use something else, but that's what I use. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so here we are doing, I did flux it. I can't remember if I cut some video out, so I might have cut that part out. I don't think I did though. But so yeah, just using our solder, tapping it. That's 22 gauge. I like the smaller gauge wire. I think there's 20 and 22 gauge. I like the smaller wire because there's less chance of you putting too much solder on whatever your project you're working on. Taking that and I'm going to quench it. And that is going to go in the tumbler. So that will just help me clean it. So I'm not having to physically do as much cleaning. In my tumbler, I do put, what is it? I put water, and then I do put pH down. Are you supposed to put pH down in it? I don't know, but that's just what I do. No one ever taught me that. I just kind of started doing it. That's just something I started doing. So is it something you should do? I honestly don't have any clue. I just do it because it works for me. So that's the ring there. And then I do believe I'm going to sand. So I just rounded it, made sure it was nice and round, made sure it was, a size that we wanted kind of thing. Here I'm just kind of bending it because it looked a little like it was crooked a little bit. So just kind of bending it to get it the shape that we want it, or to kind of sit how we want it, I guess. I don't think I liked how it was sitting. I think I actually, yeah, I think I take it off and end up resoldering it. If it doesn't look right, you can always take it off. Just be really gentle. These little bezel cups are super fragile and they will break and melt really easy. So just be really careful with that. But that is something I'll do, is just kind of pop it off and readjust it if it needs it. It kind of got wonky in the tweezers and fell out. So I was like, you know what, let's just turn this off, take it out, redo it. I did not touch it there, just so you guys know. This is really, really hot. That kind of looked like I touched it, but I did not touch it. I quenched it and then I touched it right there. Do not touch it when you've been heating it. It will burn you. It is so hot. I forget the heating temperature of it, but it's like 1,000 degrees. It's so hot. It's like more than that. So you definitely do not want to touch it. So with this wire, it was kind of like, you know, when you put a ring on where it was meeting up, it was kind of doing like a triangle down towards the hand. And so that's one reason I did take it off also, is because it was kind of sitting like that. So I did take it and put it on the mandrel to kind of get that bend out. So if you guys can see how it was kind of, you can kind of see how it's bending right there. So, and then the other part was going down towards the center of the ring. So that would be sharp, and it wasn't sitting flat because of that. So sometimes it can do that. Once you started heating it, the metal just kind of does its own thing. It's a very fine line between like you're melting something and soldering it. So I'm just trying to get it lined back up. Flexing it. Let me know in the comments too if there's anything that you guys want to see me make. If there's anything you guys want to learn how to make that I know how to make, I'll show you guys. And then I know I've said it in the past and you guys are probably annoyed of hearing me say it, but if you like the stones that I'm using in the videos, I do sell them on my website, and go check them out. It really does help support me, help support the channel when you guys purchase your stones from me and from my website. I do try to have, really nice stones on there for you guys to choose from, and a huge selection. So yeah, I just, try to do my best to get stuff up there, get some new stuff up there. But when you guys purchase the stones, it really helps it so I can come on here and make these videos, because I'm not focused so much on making jewelry to sell jewelry. I'm making jewelry to post these videos more. So it just kind of supplements my income. I did quench it there. That's what I was trying to show you guys. It was a little zoomed in, so that's why I was kind of popped in for a second. But I think I'm just drying it off, getting my Dremel accessories set up. I really wish I was better at zooming out at times when I need to. So here we're just dremeling it. It's a finer Dremel piece. It doesn't have to be super thick or super gritty. We're just really trying to make that little piece in there not sharp. So whatever tool you need to make that part in there not sharp is what you should use. It doesn't need to be something that you overthink or anything like that. Just whatever works to make that in there not sharp is the perfect tool. So I do end up heating it back up because you see that little triangle piece. That's what I was kind of talking about before. So I am going to heat it back up and solder it. So I'm just kind of squeezing that together, trying to make it so there's not a space, because if there's a space in between each of those two pieces, the solder won't flow. So that was my main goal. This ring has been a lot harder than these rings usually are. Usually these rings are super easy and like done in 2 minutes. But this video is only 12 minutes. 12 minutes and 19 seconds so far. So, I mean, it wasn't that long to make, but if you're trying to mass produce, that kind of, when it's difficult like this, it can be kind of annoying. But it's more of the band with this one. Like normally this design would be a lot easier. I'm just kind of showing you guys how to solder together there. Usually with like rings like this, I could make probably, like using a tumbler to clean it, I could probably make between like 20 and 20, 25, 30 rings, I would say, and in like an hour, if not more. So I do these rings during TikTok lives, and when I do them during TikTok lives, it can be a lot harder just because like you have a lot different people coming in and out and different people wanting different things and reading different things and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes I will make these rings for my shops, and my trays hold 50 rings, and I can usually fill one of those up in about a day. So just putting it in my tumbler. It has stainless steel shot in there. It has pH down water. And just putting that lid back in there, and then I'll get it back going on the tumbler. I have a few other rings that I'm working on right now to make for you guys. I'm trying to get a couple different things up so you guys can kind of see. You guys mentioned it in my TikTok live today that you guys really like these videos, so I'm trying to work and get more stuff up and posted, so I hope you guys enjoy that. Alright, so I just got this ring here out of the tumbler, and we're going to add a little pink jade to it. I do like putting glue behind my stones, and I do that so it doesn't wiggle around. I just don't like that people will think like, oh, my stone's gonna come out because it's wiggling a little bit. When really it's not gonna come out. It's just has a little bit of wiggle in it. Maybe I didn't press it down hard enough on one side or something, you know. So just push that out like so. I'm not hitting hard, I'm just tapping it. I might sound like I am, but I'm not. So what's actually holding the stone in is these little sides here. If you guys can see how it's going up on the side like that, that's what's actually holding the stone in. So when I take our tool here and just go around, all the way around like that, tapping it down, making sure it's all the way in there. Perfect. And then just taking our Fabuloster polishing compound and our Dremel and going around it. You can put liver of sulfur or black max on it, and it will get in between the design work. I might do that. I'll probably do this and then wash it off and then put some in. It just kind of makes it, gives it like that black effect in the details, and kind of makes it have that contrast and kind of pops out a little bit better. I personally like that look better. gonna straighten the stone up a little bit if I need to. Sometimes I'll just grab the wire and bend it, things like that. Grab the stone, tweak it a little bit if we need to. Whatever you need to do to make it look how you want it to. You could even do something like bend the wire out, like if you want it to have more of a kind of rounded look to it. All kinds of different options. I want it to sit kind of lower. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. Okay, I'm gonna wash this off and I will show you guys what it looks like with the black max in it, just so you guys have an idea of how to do that. Okay, just washed it off. You don't want to get this on your hand, so I like just holding it with some tweezers. And this is called Black Max. Look at how it changes it so fast. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that cool? Okay, just putting it in water and baking soda. I don't measure it, I just dump a little bit in. And what that does is it neutralizes it. That just gets in the little cracks and the little details and makes it look a little different, antique, I guess. In my opinion, rings that don't have it look a little cheap, but everyone has a different style. There we go. Looking pretty cute. I like it. What do you guys think? I'll wash it off again with soap and water, but it kind of gives you guys an idea of what it looks like. Could wear it with the little stacker rings I made in another video. Kind of a cute combo. Probably need some bigger stacker rings. These are a little bit smaller than that one. Kind of cute little combo, something like that. All right. If you guys like the stones I have here, they are available on my website, Branded and Wild. The link is in the bio. when you guys purchase stones from me, it makes it so I can make more videos like this, so go check them out. If you guys join my mystery cabochon subscription, I do try to add stones that are similar to the ones I'm using in the videos. So like, for instance, 5mm stones. I probably have these ones in the next, the pink jade, have them in the next subscription.